Goodbye Kamala, goodbye Trump 2024. Such posters on the facades of houses are common in the traditional Republican state of Oklahoma. Since the 2000s, more than 60% of the population here votes for the Republicans. In the last presidential election, over 65% of voters cast their ballots for Trump. We ask people about the elections and their views on the war in Ukraine.
I will be voting for President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance.
Why?
Because I'm very pro-life, and they have a more pro-life side, and I believe in the sanctity of human life from the moment of conception to natural death.
I think that's a crazy complex situation. I think we probably oversimplify things too much. Does what Russia did seem right? No, absolutely not. I don't know where I stand on people getting involved in other people's wars. Yeah, that's kind of a tricky one overall. I think there's a lot of nuance to it. So I do think Donald Trump compared to Kamala Harris would be way better for Ukraine.
I will be voting for Kamala Harris.
Why?
Why? I believe she represents my values more than Donald Trump does. I believe that Donald Trump is bad for the country and is too corrupt for me to vote for and support.
Todd Houston and his wife Julie, who ran for the city council this year, are also Trump supporters. They support Ukraine and vote for Trump because, as they say, he keeps his promises.
I do believe that Trump will stop this war. Trump never had any wars started while he was president of the United States. I think if he would have been president this term, this war never would have started to begin with.
I don't always like everything that Trump says and does, but I think as far as the choice between the two leaders, I feel like he would do a better job of creating change especially with the war in Ukraine. On an international level, I just trust him more.
Regarding financial aid to Ukraine, with the U.S. having provided over $60 billion in military assistance and announced another $245 million package, Julie believed that America, as a global leader, must support the fights for democratic values, but not at the expense of its own interests.
I do think there should be aid going to countries that are trying to fight against people who are trying to control them and overtake them, especially when it's communism, not a democracy. We have our own issues that we're dealing with here. We just had some big hurricanes, and we have people who are areas of our country that are devastated right now.
Similar thoughts can be heard from passers-by on the streets.
I think all countries combined should be, I don't think it's just America. And once again, it's just trying to bring Putin and Russia and all these people to the table to see what is going on.
America has enough resources to solve its own issues and support Ukraine. This is the view of Richard Flavellan, who will vote for Kamala Harris.
The way Trump would stop the war in Ukraine is by telling Ukraine to succeed territory to Russia. America is a world leader and should support their allies, and I believe not stopping Russia will only lead to a greater war in the end.
Our media is so divisive. We have one side of it that's always saying we should support the war and this is all, this is the best thing for us to do, and you have another part of the media, and this is all being information that's being fed by politicians and other people who have their own self-interest that they're pushing through the media, and they might be saying, no, don't support Ukraine. We don't know all the facts. We're being fed a lot of propaganda. We're being fed a lot of information. We don't know exactly what's true and what's not true, but we do know this. We don't want to see women, children, fathers, families destroyed, killed.
This will be the 60th U.S. presidential election taking place on November 5th. At the same time, elections will be held for the entire House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate in the U.S. Congress.